All right. Shalom, 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 shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. This message is the hand of Yah, the hand of Yah, in which many have not known the hand of Yah. And we're going to discuss the hand of Yah and the power therein that rests within the hand of Yah. Okay? Uh, I have how many uh I'm going to bring this message forth in a way you have not heard. Okay? And I know that it is so important for us to really grip this thing for really what it stands for, and that's the right hand. Why? Because the right hand is something you can actually call on. You can actually call on the Most High Yah's right hand. That's the power. A lot of people really don't understand why is it that you don't see the power on the earth today as it was during the time of Yeshua HaMashiach. And when he left, before he left, he said we should be doing greater. And what I come to understand, can we do something with the power we know not of? You can't do anything and something with something you know not of or know about. And I think that's where we're at today. Even though we've come a long ways and we're in the year 2024, and yet we don't know a thing about the power, and that it reside in the hand, the right hand and stretched out arm of the Most High Yah. So Sister Deborah is going to also kind of discuss the power and also allow you to see something that I've seen years ago. And being so I've seen it years ago, and I still today wonder why is it that no one sees it? No one understands it. No one teaches, preaches it. I know why they're not, but it's just that to me, I feel I'm going to bring this out as just food for the spirit. And I'm going to start in First Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20. I'm going to start in First Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20. I want you to also understand that we were told that we should, after we receive the Ruach, we shall receive power when the Ruach has come up on us and reside in us. And again, I have not seen the power in which was said that shall come up on us, and I have not behold it. Have I used it? Yes, but I have not seen it in a way that I think and I feel in my spirit that we should have seen it, or because of those that are in the light on the earth representing the Most High Yah, but they represent in all kind of things outside of the power. And I believe it's due to them not knowing what the power is, who the power is, and the name of the power in which they call on. So Sister Deborah is going to cover that because I think it's very important. I'm still waiting for a few people to come in because I want to say, I want to speak also on what I heard from a prophet prophetess about an hour ago, and when I heard it, I feel like I agree with her. I feel I'm on one accord with what she was saying. I felt that in me, that I was on a one accord with what she's saying, and I thought the same way, somewhat. I'm gonna say somewhat of the same way she was speaking. So I'm gonna bring that forth, and also I'm gonna bring forth how long have I would like to know how long have each individual in the live chat, how long have you followed Sister Deborah on YouTube? That's something else I'm going to ask. I'm going to wait a minute and see if we can get a few people in, and I would I'll put that out again. But the topic is going to deal with the right hand of Yahuwah, and it's going to reveal some things you might not have known. And it's okay, you know it now. As you hear it, you will know it now. And it's also what you call food to put in your backpack. Say, for instance, if you had to be somewhere, you had to go somewhere. Now, let me give you my son's situation. When my son keep going out to these countries and into these different states, I let him know that if you ever get any trouble you get in, or any place you get into and you can't, any trouble or any issue you get in, call on the God of your mother. Call on the God of your mother, and he'll be there. I really believe that so down rooted in me. Is as to Abraham was to Lot. You see, I believe that if he got in any situation, he can call on the same Yah that I believe in. And if he don't remember the name Yah, he can call on the same God of his mother. Yah know who his mother is. And he knows, Yah also know that his mother trusts in his power and not hers. That's why I tell him, call on the God of your mother, and he'll be there to help you in any situation you get into. And what is Sister Deborah doing? Deborah's giving to him the power. That is he entitled to it? No. But because he's my son, and I'm transferring the power unto him in any situation he gets into. Call on he that has the power to be there at a blink of an eye, the same God of your mother. And he takes it serious when I say that. I mean, because he kind of looked frightened, but in a sense, he embraced it. He said, oh, okay, then, I'm going to do that if I get in any situation. So a lot of people today don't understand the right hand of the Father and what reside in the right hand of the Father. It is all power in the heavens and on the earth. Okay. We don't understand that because we haven't gotten to know the Father at all. We think we know him because we think we know his name. We think we can precept who he is and line who he is, and a little here and a little there who he is. But to know him personal is when he lives in you and he show himself and prove himself unto you from within. You see, and that's a spiritual thing, so a spiritual connection one must have with the Father that's on the throne. It's a spiritual thing, but it's also what he wants us. He wants us to have that sort of relationship with him, that we can believe that when he comes in us, then we can also have the power. Because don't think y'all gonna be in us and greater in us than he that's in the world, and we ain't gonna have no power. See, that people want him in, but they don't want the power. They deny the power because they don't believe. It's a form of unbelief and denial of the power they're in, because they want to walk around and be on these platforms claiming that they know the Most High Yah and he's in them and they have the Ruach and this, and then you turn around and ask them, well, where's your power? They don't know where it's at. Well, wait a minute. If the Ruach in you, ain't he all power? Come on, I talk to me. They don't have the sense to talk to you because they look at it as a different way. This is where you know people are not who they proclaim to be, and where they're at, they're going to remain because they're limited to many things in the spirit realm, many things. So they just take it and line it up in a way and in an order that fits and suit them to deceive the mass or to go manipulate the people to come go with me to this broad gate. I know the truth, I know the way, I know the word, I know this and I know that, and the people take off running. And these people ain't got a lick of power behind them, in front of them, on every side of them. None whatsoever. Nor do they have the ruach resting therein. So Sister Deborah is going to go on and begin. First and foremost, it's this one prophet that I was listening to while I was doing some things here, and I was just listening to her, and something she said that I thought was very important for me to bring before you. And she said, if you are called, and you're called to sit up under the Most High's prophets or his servants, and you decide to sit up under them and listen to their ministering and teaching, she said, you're called to come and sit among the Father's anointed one. That's when you called. After you have sat, Yah turns you. She's saying that you become saved after you have sat up under the anointed one to hear the anointed word of Yah. I agree with her on that. I don't think Yah would have people following his anointed one for no reason. Do we have some Judas in the house? Yes. But I believe, like she said, when she said that, I said, I agree with that. I agree that I don't think people come to Sister Deborah's page and time after time after time and not become what she is, which is saved, and this is what she was saying. They first come as called, and they're called to sit up under the teaching of the anointed one. And after they have been under the anointed one, then they themselves now are saved. And I believe that, because like I said, I don't, just as Satan's would go up under theirs and be there for years and years and years and years. Same thing, they're up under the seed of Satan. And that's why a lot of them, like the broad gate, that's why many fall in that category in that way, because they are under the seed of Satan's teaching. And they stay there year after year after year. And what she's saying is, those who come and sit under the teaching of Yah's anointed ones are those who are called to sit up under the anointed ones. They, after sitting up under the teaching, then they too become saved, And I believe that. I thought like that too, because I said, who would want to sit up under someone's teaching? I wouldn't, if they wasn't teaching nothing. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I wouldn't even give them the time of day. If they wasn't preaching and teaching something, I would not sit up and listen to them. So she made a whole lot of sense. Not a lot of sense, but a whole lot of righteous in what she was saying. And when I heard her say that, I embraced it. And I believe that it is true. Another thing, I'm really curious about how long have one followed Sister Deborah. So any and everybody that comes to the live, that's going to also be a question in this video. How long have you followed Sister Deborah on YouTube? Okay. Now the topic is about the right hand of the Father. Okay. We're going to find out this power that has been totally denied in this day and time, because they want the ruach, they want to be saved, they want to be called as a position, a maureen, a seer, a watchman. They want to be pastors, bishops, evangelists, apostle, priest. They want to be called all prophetess. They want to be called all these positions. But then, if you really measure it, where's the power? Where's the power that rests in the position in which you have been called? Because called is one thing, but once you get in there, you should by now know if you have the Ruach in you. And if you have the Ruach in you, that's the power that cannot be denied. So many times I've been on here and I have taught the power of the right hand of the Most High Yah. I've not only just taught it, I even let you see the strength of that right hand is the stretched out arm. That plays a role in the power. Well, what is this power? All power on the heavens and in the earth. It belongs to he that sits on the throne. He is all power. And because people really didn't understand who this power was and couldn't care less, they just took it. And that's why he said denying it, denying the power therein, because we don't understand who this power is. This power was something we were to believe in. You know how he said, if you believe in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, and what we do is we think believing in the Son of Man. The Son of Man is Yeshua. The Son of Yah is Christ, which is HaMashiach. You see? So when you don't know that there are two sons working one mission as one son, you and Yah, when Yah come in you, let me see what this dog is brought. When Yah come in you, do you know Yah become one? Now it's no more two or three. You see, it's you are one. We are, he said, you abide in me and I abide in you. We become one. So Yah is not looking at it as you and me. He's now looking at it as a oneness. Okay. So when we dealing with this power, we have to understand first and foremost the reason why we can't use this power. Why can't we use this power to go to hospital and heal? Why can't we use this power to lay hands on the blind and those that the deaf, or you see what I'm saying, or the dumb? Why is it we can't use it, or the sick? Why is it we can't use this power? It's because the power that we're proclaiming we had is the power of the flesh and not of the spirit. Once the Ruach come in you, it is who Yah is. It is his spirit. He comes and abide in you. Is not all power in the spirit of Yah? So how is it you have no power if the Ruach is in you? It's because they don't understand that the power comes with the Ruach. And the Ruach comes with the power. That's what they don't understand. Just like Yeshua. Yeshua came with Christ. Yeshua, let me say it like this. Yeshua came with HaMashiach, as unto the world says Jesus came with Christ. You see what I'm saying? So what you're doing is you're putting both of them together to work the mission to redeem us back. It's no way that Yeshua, which is the word called Jesus, could have successfully completed the mission without the power. But you have to understand who the power is. So when he says, he that believe, that is to separate, that right there separate who's who and what's what. What do you believe? You see, and people don't know it. When he said baptize in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, he's not saying in the name of him, the name of the one that is the power, which is Christ. 99.9 don't even understand that. So when they're going to get baptized, they like to say, you're now baptized in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay? Or they'll say, you're now baptized in the name of Jesus Christ. Wait a minute. Where's the Spirit? The Father, the power, and the Spirit. Because see, it's no way that you're just going to just be baptized. You got to go down by the fire. And the fire is part of the power. You see? So what we're doing is we're saying things and teaching and believing things in the order of what we want to see in the flesh and accept in the flesh. But the reality is that the power of the Father rests in his right hand. Okay. During the time, I'll give you another example. You know, when Nebuchadnezzar put the Hebrew Israelites, the Hebrew boys into the fire furnace, what did the king say? Didn't we put three? Why is there another standing that what? Looks like the what? The son of Yah. He's not talking about the son, Yeshua, the son of man. He's saying the son of Yah, because the power is what he was saying that was keeping the Hebrew boys from burning up and being in any harm. And they were sitting there mingling with an entity that was keeping them from being burnt or touched or harmed or whatsoever. So when the king Nebuchadnezzar said, didn't we put three? Why is it I see four? It looks like the son of Yah. Why? It's the power. A lot of you all don't understand that. It is the power of who he is that identifies who he is. He is the power. And what he did is, when the lamb was slaughtered for the mission, he got his beloved son, his only begotten, which is himself, his only power, his spirit and his word to come down. But it couldn't come without the power. That's why he said, sit here on my right hand until I make the earth your footstool. How are you going to do it? With the power. So Yeshua could not come down here to complete the mission without that power. Okay? And it's not the power that was his. It was the power of the Father. That's why when it says that the Son of Man and the Son of Yah, there's two. Okay, a son of man and the son of Yah working one mission. The son of man born of a woman, the son of Yah would be looked at as Emmanuel, Yah with us. That's the difference, you see. So when we're teaching and we're preaching and we're trying to understand this thing, the biggest thing that's missing in the understanding is the power. So when I go to Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20, when I go to Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20, it says, for the kingdom of Yah is not in word, but in power. Let's say it again. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20. It says, for the kingdom of Yah is not in word, but in power. You see, it's showing you that when Yeshua came down to the earth, what did he say? When Yeshua was born, what did he say? And he began to start his ministry. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. What did he say? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. What was he saying? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's what Yeshua was saying to everybody he ministered to. He come and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now listen to what this says. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20. For the kingdom of Yah is not word, but in power. So Yeshua was saying, I'm coming down with heaven's all power on the earth. Did he come with just the power? He came down with the spirit and the word. But he wanted you to know the kingdom of heavens is at hand, you guys. That started all his ministry. Everything he was saying to people, he made sure he let them know the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's letting you know what? 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20. What is kingdom? What is the kingdom? Watch this here. For the kingdom of Yah is not word, y'all, but in power. See? So Yeshua came down with all power. How did he come down with it? Being so he was born of a woman, okay? And he was the son of man. He came down with the son of Yah, who had all power invested in him, which is Christ. And you're going to learn Christ was the power that came down that belonged to the Father. So that's why the Father said, Yah with you, Emmanuel, Yah with you. Why? Because the Son of Man, the Son of Yah came down with power, word, and spirit. The Son of Man came down born of a woman. He come for the blood sacrifice. Okay? So he came down, Yah came down with him as the form of power, word, and spirit. So that's why the Son of Man started his teaching. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. I brought down the heavens down. He said, I brought heavens down to the earth, y'all. All power. I brought it to, it's with me. I'm bringing it down. That's what he was saying when he first started. That shows me that because I've been in it so long, it shows me, that's why I tell y'all it's finished, it's over. Because what I'm seeing is that's a lot of years. That's like 59 years, and you have not heard it. You have not heard nobody preach it, teach it, minister it, bring it to light, nothing. So that leads me to believe also that the gate is narrower than I can even imagine. Okay, so again, in 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20, it says, for the kingdom of Yah is not in word, but in power. So when Yeshua come down, he was saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. He was telling you he was bringing the power down with him. He knew he couldn't do no miracles and signs. It's nothing Yeshua could have done without that power. And that's why I think it's kind of sad that we missed it in Genesis where the power started. And here we are in the what they call the New Testament, and they missed the power then. And here we are now in 2024. They don't know what the rats behind is of power. Okay. So when I go to 1 Corinthians in chapter 2 and verse 4, when I go to 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 4, it reads, and my speech and my preaching is not with enticing words of men's wisdom. So I like that because he's letting you know that this is no flesh thing, y'all. This is not a flesh thing. Listen to what he says. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 4. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of men's wisdom. Tell me what it is then, baby. If this is not enticing words and you're not preaching and speech, your speech is not enticing words of man's wisdom, what is it? Here we go. He's going to tell you. But is a demonstration of the spirit of what? Power. See, there he go. The spirit is Yah and of power. Letting you know it was Yah's power that was suffering him to speech, to his speech and his preaching. So, and that's kind of sad too, because it's like we won't still give him the glory. And he was sitting here, I think who is this here? It's Paul, I think it is, talking about his preaching and his speech has nothing to do with the words. It's not enticing words of men wisdom. See, I told y'all, flesh got a wisdom, spirit got a wisdom. Flesh got a knowledge, spirit got a knowledge. Flesh got an understanding, spirit got an understanding. And what he said here, letting you know, it's not a flesh understanding. It's not a flesh speech. It's not a preaching of the flesh of men wisdom. But this is what he says. But in the demonstration of the spirit and of the power. The spirit and of the power. And I wonder why the Father will separate the spirit, his own spirit, and his own power. Why would he separate that, child? I don't understand that. I think what I believe, now that I'm reading just this verse, I would think he wanted you to really recognize the both as two and bring them into one who owns it. You see what I'm saying? I think that he wanted us always to have really recognize his power in some way. Because in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 6, he said, let us, and me being a prophetess in the wilderness taught by the spirit, I'm like saying, us Okay? They'll never guess that us is your power. He still separated it. That's why when he said us, and at the next verse, and it said he created, he was always talking to his power. Genesis 1, verse 3, all the way down in the whole Genesis, he was speaking to his right-hand power all that time. And then when he got to Genesis chapter 1 and 26, he said, let us. He separate himself from his power. But then when he got to 27, he put it all into one and said, and Yah created man in his image and in his likeness. That was deep. But he separated it in Genesis 1 and 26. I believe he wants us to be able to recognize the power. And we never did, and we never will. Because here it is in Corinthians, and Paul is breaking it up again. And he says in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 4, and my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of men's wisdom. Watch this. But in the demonstration of the Spirit, now you go to separation, and of the power. So I believe y'all wanted us to recognize that power greater than we have ever in life, living, period. Even to today. So I think he always wanted us to take heed to that power, because that power was what was to change our whole everything. And he went on and changed a lot of us, but yet in all, we still today recognize not the power he did it in. Okay, so when I get to 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 5, I'm in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 5, and it reads, for our gospel came not unto you in word. There you go. It's separating the power from the word. Okay. But when man separate the power from the word, that's okay. But Yah, when he speak word, his power pulled forth. Okay. When he speak the word, his power pulled forth what he speak. Okay, but here in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 5, it says, for our gospel came not unto you in word only. So we know that the gospel that Yeshua said, I come he said, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. He was letting you know that Yah is suffering him to bring the kingdom down to the earth. Yes, he did. He let him do it. It was his will. It was his plan. It was the will of the Father. Okay, so here it says here in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 5, for our gospel came not unto you in word only. But watch this here, but also in power. There it go. Always identifying that power. What happened to us all these thousands and thousands of years, not being able to connect the power to Yah, period, because we missed it in Genesis 1. We missed his power then. And that's why today they never knew who was the power and what the power really consists of, and how to cut up from the flow up in Genesis 1. Okay, so as it says, but it says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 5, and that not only word but also power, and in the Holy Ghost, and in much assurance, as ye know what manner of men we were among for your sake. Woo-wee! Woo-wee! Right there, identifying. We came with the word and the power to you all. If you only knew what he say, what manner of men were you among you for your sake. That's the same way I feel. That's how I be feeling. If only they knew, but it ain't meant for them to know at that level if they don't have the ruach in them to really understand what type of person you are under learning from, or what type of person that you are listening to. That's exactly the way I feel. And this is in 1 Thessalonians Verse 5, I like that. I like what he said. He said, and in much assurance, as ye know what manner of men we were among you for your sake. And I said the same thing, even me. If you only knew what matter of female that Yah has you in the midst of, for your sake, I feel the same way, y'all, same way. So when I get here and I go to Exodus chapter 13 and verse 3. In Exodus chapter 13, now we're going back to the old, which a lot of people call Torah. Now we're going to Exodus chapter 13 and verse 3. We're dealing with this. We're dealing with now the power itself. And you're going to hear the power in the hand. Now watch this here. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day, it which ye come out of from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by the strength of hand of Yah brought you out from the place. There shall no leave it. No, I might have wrote that down. Leavened bread be eaten. By how? I like what Moses said. He let you know right then, because a lot of us give glory to Moses, David, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Solomon, and everybody else. We give all the glory and the credit to the flesh of human beings. And here Moses is telling you, wait a minute, by the strength of hand of Yah, of Yah brought you out from this place, from Egypt. A lot of people thought Moses brought them out. Moses did not bring the people out, you guys. It was the right hand of the Father. And as it said here in Exodus 13 and verse 3, the strength of the hand, that means the power of Yah brought you out. The power of Yah is in his right hand. He brought your butt out. And guess what? He still didn't get recognition even to today, because no one never knew. A lot of people would say, oh, Moses, he used Moses, and Moses brought us out of the but not knowing. And I remember reading where it says, and the whole host of heaven had a role in it. I was like, woo. And this here is what I was explaining to y'all about recognizing the power of Yah. And this is why people don't have that gift to lay hands and go to the hospital and heal and open up the blind eyes and the deaf ears and the dumb mouth, the dumb. Nobody have or to make heal the sick, even heal your own self. You see, this is why. It's because people don't know nothing about it. Ain't that they don't know, they reject the power that comes with the Father. They just think he's just sitting on the throne and he's just as stupid can be. And that they got all the power to do. That's why they don't listen to what is spirit and truth and what is righteous. It's because they think it's up to them. It's in my power. It's in my authority. So listen to here. Moses is letting you know, for by the strength of the hand, that means the power of Yah. He says, for by the strength of the hand, Yah brought you out. That was Israel out of Egypt. By the strength of his hand. That's his power. He don't need nobody on his left and his right. He got all power wrapped in himself. That just, to me, is a place we all need to search ourselves to find out, are we really who we think we are, we say we are? Because denying that power is a big part of really who you are if you are in him. Okay, so when you get to Exodus chapter 13 and verse 9, in Exodus chapter 13 and verse 9, it says, and it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thy hand, and for a memorial between thy eyes, that Yah law. Wait a minute. It says the Lord's law, but Yah's law, many be in thy mouth, for a strong hand has has Yah brought thee out of Egypt. Now I have a problem with that, you guys. I have a real big problem with that, because I think I didn't even see that, but I didn't even see that coming. But I have a problem with that. Listen to what this says. And it shall be before a sign unto thee upon thy head, and for a memorial between thy eyes. So he was warning us to always keep in mind that Yah's law, many be in the mouth, and it be in your mouth. For with a strong hand has Yah brought thee out of Egypt. Now, where do you in your whole life heard someone teach, preach, minister to you the strong hand brought you out of Egypt? They haven't, and they won't. Even if they read it today, if they hear me today and they read it, they will never teach it. Right here, it is said in Exodus 13 and verse 9 that he wanted you to put that sign on thy hand and on thy between thy eyes and in thy mouth. What are we gonna put there? For with a strong hand has Yah brought thee out of Egypt. So he wanted us to remember it, that he used that power to bring us out of Egypt. Where have we been, y'all? You see how far we are from him? Because we're not even, you don't hear now. You would never get one person on these devil platform teach the power of Yah's right hand, which is his power, brought us out of Egypt the way he said we should. He said it here in Exodus 13 and verse 9. He said, it shall be a sign unto thee, and upon thy hand, and a memorial between thy eyes, and that the law, it said Lord, but that Yah's law may be in thy mouth. Watch this here. For with a strong hand have Yah brought thee out of Egypt. We would say Moses and Aaron brought us out. Or a cloud by night and a this by something by day. But we would say everything outside that strong hand, which was his power. It was his power. The same power gonna bring us out of this captivity is this same power then. Same thing. And we didn't even recognize that that's what brought us out of Egypt. And that's why I'm talking about the right hand, the power of Yah. Okay. Now, when I got to, let me see where I'm at. And then when I get to, no, I got that one there. Okay, I got that one. When I get to Corinthians, wait a minute, let me get that right. No, I got that one too. So I got to go around this one here. So now where I'm at now is 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 3. In 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 3, it reads, according as his divine power have given unto us all things that pertain unto life. Let's see. What do you mean, Deborah? Let me read that to you again so you can get it. 2 Peter verse 1 and chapter 1 and verse 13. According as his divine power have given. See there? I told y'all everything from the beginning was given to us. Given is an identity. Given and gave is Yah's identity. That's why we can't use love, a man-made word, just like they use soul, a man-made word, and not use spirit. Okay, soul can confuse you with the truth, and you put soul there, you're gonna be all over the place. You ain't gonna get the fullness of truth. But they do it because they're so comfortable of doing it their way. They so comfortable with doing everything their way and no other way. So as 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 13, according as his his divine power, there go his divine power, watch this here, have given unto us all things that pertain unto life and God, what's it, guidelines, through guidelines, God, it says that guidelines, lives through the knowledge of him that has called us to glory and virtue. Right then, he's letting us know the power that was given unto us, all things that pertain to life. That's what happened in Genesis 1 and verse 26. Let us. And that's when life poured up as the way he was calling it in himself. And it says here, pertaining to his divine power that has given unto us all things that pertain unto life. We don't understand that Yah had given us by his power all things pertaining to life. By how? By his power. That's what he was said in Genesis 1 and 26. Let us make man. He was talking to his divine power, y'all. That was his power all the time. And that's how we missed it. Okay. Now, when I get to Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 19 to 20, in Ephesians chapter 1, verse 19 to 20, it reads, and what is the exceedingly gladness of his power to us who believe according to the working of his mighty power. And what that means is, if you today don't have the understanding or the insight of his spiritual power, then you do not, and you are not saved, nor are you, how would I say it, who you think you are in him. This is the part where many people are denying the power they're in. Hear this, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 19 to 20. And what is the exceedingly greatness of his power to usward who believe? This power also carries the brand belief within us. See, that's why I said this power carries a lot of things. And if you don't have the power, you have denied the power therein, you're missing a lot of things. You just don't know it because you've been under the dark teaching for so long. The teaching been in you. Now the darkness has become you. Now it says, according to the working of his mighty power. Okay. The working of his what? Mighty power. Okay. So this is also letting you know that while we're excluding this power, he's already included it in our belief. Okay. And it exceedingly, even greatness. Greatness is what? One of the fruits of the spirits. Yep. That's one of the fruits of the spirits. So I'm saying to you all, we're sitting and we're portraying that we all this and all of that, and we this and that, and we're missing the whole power of who he is. We don't know nothing about it. And that's what he meant when he said denying the power. Oh, yes. Shalom, shalom. So when I get to verse 20, that's Ephesians chapter 1, verse 19. Now we're going into verse 20, which he wrought in Christ. There we go. Now we're going into a dangerous situation, y'all. We're about to go into some dangerous stuff right here. Now watch this. Verse 20 says, which he, now let's go on back to verse 19. Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 19 through 20. You're going to see how he wrought his power on our behalf and for us. I'm telling y'all, if you miss that power, you've missed it. You don't have what you think. Because if he comes and abide in you, he is all power. Where is your power? That's something you ain't gonna never get nobody to teach or preach or break down. Because they thinking that, okay, let's exclude all of this and still deceive the mass that, hey, we have the Ruach, or we the people of Yah, we the this, but you don't have nothing to identify you or him in you. Say you can be Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's seed, but what seed are you in him? He got his seeds too. Yah has his seeds. Do you have his seed? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did. Where is yours? Why you claiming the seed of the bloodline? What about the seed of the spirit? Do you have that seed? Huh? No. Okay, so here we go. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 19 and 20. And what is the exceedingly gladness of his power to usward who believe, according to the working of his mighty hand? The working of his mighty hand has given you the brand of belief. Okay, watch this here. Verse 20, which he wrought in us in Christ. It came in Christ. Why? Christ is the power, y'all. That's why when you go back up to verse 1, he tells you, and according to the working of his mighty power. And then he also said in that same verse 19, and what is the exceedingly greatness of his power? Then you get to verse 20, which he wrought in Christ when he raised him from the dead and sat him on his own. Now, who is that on? And set him on his own right hand. That was the Father's right hand, where Christ is. Christ is the right hand of the Father. Okay? In heavenly places. You see? But he gives you in verse 19 greatness. That's one of the fruits of the Spirit. He gives you also belief. That's one of Yah's brand. But he telling you he brought it in to you through Christ. Christ is the what? The power of the Father's right hand. And when he raised him from the dead, he sat him on his own right hand. Why? Because his right hand is his own power, which is Christ. So they're not going to teach you. They're not going to teach it, nor are they going to preach it to you. Let's go. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, it reads, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength, there go that strength, is made perfect in weakness. Watch this here. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. You all, Yah's power is in Christ. That's where it always been. It is in Christ. The one that came down to represent the Son of Yah. It was in Christ. Now, is Christ the Son of Man? No. He's the Son of Yah that came down to the earth with the power, the word, and the spirit. But he come down as oneness with the Son of Man. That's why they separate it to be the Son of Man and the Son of Yah. Why would he confuse everybody by saying, instead of just making it one son, why was the whole Testament talking two sons? Nobody never figured that out, have you? You never figured it out because you never had the power had the time to sit down under he that is the teacher so he could teach you. It's like saying, why is it the Son of Man born of a woman? He's the Son of Man. And why is a Son of Yah? Meaning, Emmanuel, Yah with you. See, what you have to see, he's speaking of two sons, the Son of Yah, the Son of Man, and the Son of Yah. He wanting you to be able to take the two and recognize and put them together to do the work of the Father as a oneness, like we would be in the Father, a oneness. But people don't want to do it that way. They want to teach it to where they flesh can swing it the way that they want to swing it to manipulate and deceive many. But here, what 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9 said, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ, where is Jesus in that? Where is Jesus in that? Because the power of Christ may rest upon me. because it's the power of the Father's right hand. All power. Okay, then you get to 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 24. You get to 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 24. But unto them which are called both Jews and Greek, Christ, the power of Yah. Ooh, Christ, the power of Yah. Wait a minute, hold up. Do you know that that's that same power, which is Christ? That was the same power in Genesis 1 and 26 when he said, let us. You see? Look where it's saying that Christ is. It's Yah's power. And where is power? His power rests in his right hand. That same hand that brought us out of Egypt. That same hand that fought all of David's battles. That same hand that caused David to win, to shoot at the giant. It was the right hand of Yah that killed that giant. But we rather give the glory to David. You see? But because we didn't know that the power, I ain't gonna say they reject the power in that right hand. They want to turn it into all the, he's talking to the angels. He's talking to this. He's talking, shut your mouth. He's talking to his own hand. That's what you do. Now one of your hands can move and get you nothing. And first till you think it, and you say it in a sense from you thinking it. And then you go get you some water. Try just letting your hand go get you something and you don't think it. So Yah said it. Let us, and his power brought forth that everything he created. And then we said, let us make man. Then he said, and Yah made. He's letting you know I'm talking to my power, y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about that. And you should have. Because the first chapter of Genesis, we all should have mastered that bad boy in the spirit realm in which it sat and rest therein. So here he's telling you that it says that most gladly, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 9. It says, most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Recognize, y'all. Recognize, because in the days that we're in, we need that power. We need that power for what it was, is, and shall be. Okay? So when you get to I think I kind of skipped my verse, didn't I? I went back up to 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 9. Let me go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 24. In 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 24, we went over it, but I kind of stepped backwards. It says, but unto them which are called both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of Yah. How many times he gonna let you know where his power is at? Where is Yeshua in this? Why is it constantly being separated? Why is it constantly being separated? There's times, sometimes it will say Christ, Yeshua. Why? Because he wants you to recognize the power before you recognize the Son of Man. When it's put Christ first, it's trying to let you to recognize the power. And then the Son of Man. When it's Christ first, okay? But here you see it's talking about 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 24. But unto them which are called both Jews and Greek, Christ, the power of Yah, and wisdom of Yah. That's the power of Yah. That's his right hand, you guys. And they would, you know what? People will see what you're saying, get it, and turn it and flip it the wrong way again. Because somewhere, I don't know if you all know this, you can pick up this Bible and you can rewrite it based on the way you want to teach it. You really can. You can rewrite it. You can make it say whatever you want it to say. Just as many went in and smeared it to say this. That's why the Ruach is needed to come straighten up and wipe up them smears so you can understand what he is saying. That's why he is the word and these are words. Okay. So I like that in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 24. Now we down to Romans chapter 1 and verse 16. I like this because Paul was wanting to stress what he had come to understand. And he said in Romans chapter 1 and verse 16, he said, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. Where is the gospel of Yeshua HaMashiach? Where is Yeshua? Paul. Hey, Paul, where is Yeshua's name? Because he's trying to get you to understand when Yeshua was saying the kingdom of heavens is at hand, and that he comes to also preach the gospel. You see what I'm saying? So you all never knew that the gospel was the power, teach you about the power of Yah. And a lot of you all never ever knew that and never will, because you've been taught so much darkness to where darkness has made your light darkness. And that's just where you stand. Because before you would make sure that you have lied, you talk wrong, you have been a liar, or you don't even have to be a liar. You didn't know. But they will not turn to the light. They're going to rest right there in the darkness and where they want to stay. So when you get to Romans chapter 16, it said, chapter 1, Romans chapter 1 and verse 16, it says, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. Where is Yeshua? It's not, Yeshua is not the gospel, Deborah. Christ is. It's the power that Yah always wanted us to know, because the power was supposed to show us the strength and the authority of he that sits on the throne. You see what I'm saying? You see how important it is and it was that we knew the power, but we knew it not. That's why he said they deny the power therein, because they want to just deal with Yeshua and think that they can master. Why did you think that they wanted to take Yeshua's life? Why did you think that they did not like the idea of he saying he was the Christ? It's because they don't want hey, you saying you got all that power? We don't believe you all that power. Y'all only the Most High Yah is all power. You ain't coming down here as a man talking about you got the power. Kill his butt. That's why, y'all. That's why they didn't like him. That's why they didn't accept him. Why do you think that even those who came as his followers, they wasn't going to accept that Yeshua was the power? They don't have no problem you being Mary's son, born of a woman, Yeshua. But when you said Christ, we know that's the power. You ain't the power. That's what made them have that mindset toward him. They didn't want to receive that. And that's the same way today. They want to teach and preach this thing without the power. Okay? So in Romans, let me finish that one. In Romans chapter 1 and verse 16, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of Yah until salvation to everyone that believes. I'm telling you, you cannot maintain or gain the power of that Ruach if you are not sealed with belief. Belief comes a lot of time behind the power or before the power. And I noticed that. That's one of Yah's brand. And it says, Yah until power of Yah until salvation to everyone that believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. Because that power brings that belief. That's that brand. You remember I told you he got 4 brands. He brand you. That power assure you that, hey, bam, you believe. You got the brand on you. That's what the power did in the kingdom. It branded you with faith, righteous, belief, and fear. Who did that? The power of Yah. So when you get to Romans chapter 15 and verse 19, in Romans chapter 15 and verse 19, it says, through mighty signs and wonders, through mighty signs and wonders. See, this is what we should be doing. Mighty signs and wonders. This is what we're missing. You see? But yet we said we have him. How could you have him without his power? And not being able to do the miracles and signs and wonders? Come on now. So it really put a big question mark on many people. Are you really who you say you are? Okay? Now watch this here. And it says in Romans 15 and verse 19, through mighty signs and wonders by the power of the Spirit of God. Wait a minute, hold up. The Spirit of Yah is Yah. The power of Yah. You see? Now watch this. So that from Jerusalem and round about until, it said Iyakon. I think that's what it, Iyakon. I have fully preached the gospel of who? Yeshua HaMashiach? No. You do see Yeshua there? No. Do you see Yeshua there? No. You see who? Christ. See, y'all did not know. See, what y'all did is y'all been taught so long to believe it in one way. But what I'm understanding, just speaking to you all, Christ was the gospel that should have been preached. And that's why he says, Deborah, if they miss Genesis, they missed the whole thing because they missed the power. And that's what we have missed throughout all the thousands of years is the power. The power was who? Christ. Christ is who? The Father's right hand. Okay, how do we miss it then? It is all power. It is the gospel of who? Yeshua? No. It is the gospel of who? Yeshua HaMashiach? No. It is the gospel of only Christ, and Christ is the power. We should have heard about the power. We missed it. We should have heard all about the power, and we did not. You think the multitude followed Yeshua because he was saying something? No, they was following him because of what? The power, the power, the power. The miracles and signs and wonders. That's why they was following him. They weren't following him to believe. They was following him. Why? One reason, the power. We missed it, y'all, big time. I'm sitting here teaching you all, speaking it to you all, and I'm getting this even at a higher level. This is why he was saying if they missed Genesis 1, they missed the whole thing. They missed the power. The power has been missed, and it was the gospel of Christ. Christ is the right hand of the Father. That's why Yeshua kept saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. He was telling us the power, the word, and spirit is at hand on the earth. I come down as the sacrifice working the one mission. To use the power, to use the word and the spirit. That's what supported me to be able to complete the mission as just a lamb. But it was all that power that was behind me that they all missed. So the gospel is consistent. So that's why Paul was saying in Romans chapter 1 and 16, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. He didn't say it's the shame of gospel of Yeshua HaMashiach. He said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of the Father. Now, see, ain't that messed up? So you mean to tell me even Paul and the other disciples also knew that it was the power that was the gospel? Then you go down to Romans 15 and verse 9, and it says, through mighty signs and wonders, by the power of the Spirit of Yah, so that from Jerusalem and round about until it's Iyakon, I have fully preached the gospel of Christ. That is scary, you guys. It was about, we were to hear about the power. That's what he was saying. We missed the power. Denying the power therein. We denied it. Even to today. This is why they're getting away with teaching this thing, teaching all these different denominations, different beliefs, and this different this and this different that, because they left behind the power. And without the power, nothing is going to really fully come full pack according to his righteous will for us to really know who he is. So now the gate is getting even narrower to me. Okay. Now, when I get to Matthew's chapter 28 and verse 18, in Matthew's chapter 28 and verse 18, Yeshua come and spoke unto them, saying, all power is given. All power, now listen to word, this is the power punch. All power is given unto me in heavens and in earth. Listen to the word give. Give in. So you see, the Son of Man is not telling y'all that he is the power or he is the Father. He's letting you know the power was given to him to work the mission. You see, the mission, all power was given to him to work the mission. But he's letting you recognize that he said, all power is given. Okay, but if you the Father, and 90% of the world think that you are, Yeshua is the Father. When if you the Father, who gave you the power? Where did you get the power from? It says here, it was given to you. So who gave it to you? The Most High Yah. Why? He gave it to you in Christ. The power came down as the Son of Yah. That's Christ. That's how you got it. And it was all power in the heavens and on the earth. And I always wondered, y'all, I know y'all probably think this is just crazy. I wonder it among you. I wonder it when this teaching of Yah came to me. I was like, why is it that you give it? It said you giving him all power. I don't understand why it's giving him all the power in the heavens and on the earth. What you gonna have in the kingdom, Father? If you give him all power. Now, y'all won't pay attention to this. Watch this here. If you giving him all power in the heavens and on the earth, what you gonna have? I always wondered that, but let me show you the answer. Christ is Yah. So the power wasn't given as to way you all think. You sure here go all my power. No, it was given to the Son of Yah, which is Christ. And what does it teach you Christ is? Christ is the power of Yah. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't that the Son of Man he said, here, take this with you. No. He came down in man as the Son of Yah. So Yah had all the time full control over all power in the heavens and on the earth, because he came down as what? The Son of Yah. As himself, the Son of Yah. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what's his right hand. So that's when he says, meaning Emmanuel with you, Yah with you. So his power came with him as the Son of Yah, Christ, which Hamashiach. Son of Man was Yeshua. See how that came? Yeshua worked the miracles and sign and wonder when they were brought into oneness to do the will of the Father. It wasn't, and see, that shows you right there. When he said, and Yeshua came and spoke unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in the heavens and in the earth. Why? Because Christ with me. That's why. Who is Christ? All power. Oh, who? The Son of Yah. So it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes, not only do it make sense, it makes righteousness pull out and pull up. It makes all the righteousness pull out and pull up. So when I get to Matthew's chapter 22 and verse 29, when I get to Matthew's chapter 22 and verse 29, it reads, Yeshua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures. I like that. He was telling them, Yeshua, in Matthew chapter 22 and verse 29. Now watch what he said. Now see, y'all sitting here and y'all can look at Sister Deborah and think, hey, this is just but y'all just don't even know where you at. You don't even know where you at. You don't even know the holy atmosphere you're in right now. You have no idea. Listen to Matthew 22 and 29. Now you hear is Yeshua. Watch what he says. Yeshua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures. You do err, not knowing the scriptures. Why? Watch this here. Nor the power of Yah. Yeshua telling them that they err not knowing the scriptures. Then he turned around and said, also, nor the power of Yah. Yeshua said that. So that shows you, even though he just said that all power is given to me in the heavens and on the earth, it was in the Son of Yah. Here he's telling them that you err not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yah. See? The power of Yah is Christ, you guys. It's Yah's right hand. It's that same hand that created everything you see on the earth. Ooh-wee. So he even telling them, he's speaking to them that they err not knowing the scriptures. They not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yah. He didn't say the power of me. Yeshua didn't say not knowing my power, not knowing the power that the Father given me, not knowing the power of this or the power of that, not knowing my power and my miracles and signs. He didn't say that. He flipped that power right back to who? The Father. Matthew 22 and verse 29, he says, nor the power of Yah. He flipped that power right back to who? The Father's right hand. Yeshua did that. That's showing you he knew that that power wasn't something of him. It was come down to work with him. And he wanted them to know, y'all don't even know nothing about the power of Yah. Because the power that came down to work with him was Yah. It was Yah's right hand. That's why he came down with all power in the heavens and the earth, because the power of Yah was, the Son of Yah was with him. That was all power. That was Yah's right hand with him. Okay. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. In Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13, it says, I can do all things through Christ. Wait a minute. Hold up now. Back that thing up and bring that thing down. What did it say? Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Jesus Christ. Do Yeshua HaMashiach? No. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthened me. So when people running around here talking about, I can do all things in the name of Jesus Christ. No, you can't. You got to know that power, baby. Now, sister, today, learn. Let me tell you what I learned. I learned that it was the will of the Father that we understood that the gospel was surrounding his Son of Yah coming down, telling us about his power. That's it. We didn't get it. The gospel was for us to understand the power, and we missed it. And we run around here talking about we the people, we the true Jew, and we don't know nothing in righteousness. So here in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13, here we go again. Another. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthened me. I can do all things through HaMashiach, which strengthened me. This is why we can't be strengthened. This is why we can't maintain the power. This is why we don't have the power. It's because we don't know who the power is and what it consists of and what it did for us during the time your Son of Man came down as the blood sacrifice. We missed it. That's what he was saying from the beginning. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. He was speaking of Christ, the power. That's deep. That was deep. Not just Christ the power, but Christ the Son of Yah was the power, the Spirit, and the Word came down in the Son of Yah, and then the Son of Man came down the blood sacrifice. Okay, so they worked the one mission in the oneness. Now it's good to know about the oneness, but when you're reading and you see in Christ, understand, recognize that power. And if people who's teaching this book, they are so far gone, y'all. They are so far gone because they have that. I never understood why I kept saying and denying the power. That's why, because we really think that let me show you something else. Matthew 24. We're denying the power and thinking we're going somewhere. How in the rats behind are you going to leave out of this captivity? How? Only way you getting out of here is through the what? The power. Not through Christ, not through Yeshua, but the power. But yet we on this devil platform teaching this thing about the Exodus, and we're getting out of here, and he's coming for us. He's taking us over here. How is he going to do it? Through the power in which we have denied, even up until today. And that's when I started off. I was showing you 2 verses where Moses were explaining to us. It was the power that brought us out in Exodus. Moses was saying it was the power of Yah right hand that brought us out in Exodus. So what is going on with us today that thinking that we just gonna get up out of here because we the true Jews and we the true we the Israelites, we the people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Do you think that's really gonna get you out of here? You're gonna be waiting right here. What's gonna get you out of here to the promised land is that same power that Sister Deborah speaking of. So that is some food to put in your backpack, because all these years I've always was hung up on the power. I really was. But to this extent where Yeshua was kept coming and said, the kingdom of heavens is at hand. The kingdom of heavens is at hand, you know. And then he was talking about the gospel. The gospel. Find out Paul came and Peter did it too. They were able to tell you the gospel was the power of Christ. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, we've been teaching and preaching and ministering and feeding people without the power, without giving them the true gospel. Okay? So this is back to where we were at. Now watch this here, y'all. I'm going to hit you where it's at. This is where we at today. In Matthew 24, okay, and verse 14. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto the nation. All this time, watch this here. Watch what I'm saying now, y'all. Be very careful. Watch what it says. Matthew 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all the nation. And then shall the end come. Notice the word witness. Witness means you're going to see something. The witness means you're going to see something. It's letting you know you're going to see something. Now watch this here. Now it says in verse 14, Matthew 24 and 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all the nation. As a witness of what? Power. The gospel of the power is going to be preached. And that's what you hear Sister Deborah doing right here. That's what you hear Sister Deborah doing right now. Preaching the gospel of what? The power that we missed all these thousands of years. And then shall the end come. And what is the deal about the power? He said, all the nations is going to witness. What are they going to witness? The power. The gospel is going to be preached, which is the power is going to be preached to all nations, and they're going to witness it. Witness means see it. And then. So the gospel has always been connected to the Father's right hand power. And that's what's going to be connected to the end, you guys. It's when you see all this power of Yah. And then the end. They're going to witness it. They're going to see his power for what it is. They're going to witness it. And then the end. Them witnessing it don't mean they're going to be changed. They're going to be saved. They're going to be sanctified. They're going to be caught up. No, the witness is, he just letting you know, this is who I always been. Bam! Power. There it is. Bye. So long. That's what he said. Y'all don't get it, do you? Go to Matthew 24. That's all he said. And he's turned around and tell you, and then the end. He's letting you know, I ain't going to play. I ain't playing with them. That's remind me of what he said. It's over. It's finished. Listen to this. Verse 14, Matthew 24. And this is when he says there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, and how nation against nations and kingdom against kingdom. Okay. Now watch this here. And he said in verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom, what gospel is that? The power of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world as a what? Witness. Why is it being preached? And they are witnessing something. Being preached and they are witnessing something. Being preached and they are witnessing something. And here you are today, standing here on YouTube with Sister Deborah, and she is what? Preaching the gospel. And then what's going to show up? What did he say? To all to witness. And then the end. And then the end. You see? So Sister Deborah could be starting it. No, I think more so like in the middle. There's going to be many others coming preaching about this power. Furthermore, a lot of things is about to show up on that power. So I'm kind of like, wait a minute now, because once he get his people out and take them over to the promised land, a lot of people going to be and know that he is. Because they're going to be seeing that power in Mount Zion. How he restored that land. That's power for the world to see. They're going to witness that power. Ooh-wee. I didn't know how close we were to Matthew 24, but we there, y'all. We there. Because they're going to see that power, because that's what he was telling me about, why he keeps saying heathens and Gentiles going to know. They're going to know that power for what it is when they see him restore the land they up there cutting up and throwing away. And a lot of y'all don't even understand the reason why they doing that over in that country, those countries, both. And I ain't talking about, I'm talking about both of them. Both of them. It's because they're trying to destroy what he going to restore. And guess what he said? But Deborah, I need them to restore. This is what y'all will say. He said to my spirit, I need them to destroy it real good. Real good. Even to the point a lot of them are leaving. Did y'all know that? A lot of them are leaving. A lot of them over in Israel is leaving. A lot of them are leaving Palestine. A lot of them are leaving. He need them to destroy it real good. Because what? When the gospel is preached about his power is what's going to clean that mess up and restore it like the Garden of Eden. Okay? And then they shall see. They will. He said they're going to witness it. They're going to witness what? That power. But I need someone to go out, Deborah, and preach that power. Because after it's preached, they're going to witness it. And then the end. So there should be many coming, preaching that power, that gospel of the kingdom. Because when that gospel come up, it's that power. It's going to throw up and throw out. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So when y'all over here, y'all seeing these people, and y'all get involved with all this war over there, y'all just making a fool of yourself. All that has to do with is they're going to witness that power restoring that place. And when they see it, they wake up the next day, what they tore up, and they see back together, and this look better than it ever did, even from the beginning of creation, they're going to have a fit. They're going to start saying, no. Oh, yes, there is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's God. That's how they're going to think. They're going to really grip this thing and see him for who he is. And then when he get us over there, oh, man, they're going to really be cutting up. Wait, there it is. Yes, there is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's God. They're going to believe. They're going to glorify him. He said they're going to magnify him. They're going to exalt him. And he's talking about the Gentiles and the heathens. He sure did. That's what Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Isaiah speaks about. How they going to be marveling off the fact of what his wonderful works, his power. So I hope that you all got something out of it. And I would like to know, let me see here. No, I think that's it. Anybody have any questions? But that there is, to me, some I would call totally food for the spirit. And I'm going to tell y'all that is something I'm going to hold dear to, because y'all, I had no idea that the whole idea was we were to recognize the power. That's why Yeshua was coming and doing all these miracle signs and wonders. We believed in the Most High Yah through him, but we still never thought to believe in the power that was invested in his authority or in his hand through the Son of Yah. You see, it was always wanting us to be able to see the Father's power. And Yeshua always said it. He said, all that you see me do is not mine, y'all. It is my Father. Did not he say it over and over and over? Everything he gave. He said, all that thou hast given me, I have not lost one. He constantly referred us to the power of Yah. And we have denied it from the beginning, all this time, even to today. So Sister Deborah, I hope that you got something out of it. And anybody have any questions? Yep, over and over again. But that's kind of, but you know what it is though? It's a blessing that he allowed us. It is truly a blessing that he allowed us to live this day, to at least have some insight on many things we never took in. So I count it a blessing for any and everybody that's living today to be able to have another chance to really see into what y'all been doing all the time. I know it. He's been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. But just look how he has blessed us to be able to live, to learn more and more about really what we did not learn. A lot of us been in churches and a lot of us ain't been in anything, but for us to be still living, it's like we still got a chance to just feel this thing, as far as what we did not feel. Because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like listening to Paul and several others sitting here saying, well, wait a minute now, the gospel is Christ. The gospel is the power. And I'm like, wait a minute, we really missed it, didn't we? Oh, yes, we did. We missed it. You said men has to literally see with their eyes. They can't even see with their eyes. The eyes can't see it. It's the heart of the spirit. Okay. That's the passion you all had. They did teach some of his power. But when that's good, at least they did. Okay. At least they did teach about that power. Yeah. Praise the Most High Yah. That's right. Praise the Most High Yah. At least they did teach about the power. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. But I learned something tonight because I knew about the gospel. But when I started hearing the apostles speaking of it in a form of power and Christ, I'm like, wait a minute. I know Christ is the power and the gospel is the power. Well, you mean to tell me when Yeshua was down here, he kept saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. And he come to preach the gospel. He come to tell us about the power, not only tell us about it, but show us the power. You get what I'm saying? And I think somewhere along the line, how did we not get that in the churches or anywhere that, hey, wait a minute, the power, just think today where many things would stand pretty much where Yah has predestined it. But just think of the mindset or the heart of many and how they would see and perceive things if they had the right perspective of the power. You know what I'm saying? We would really see a lot of things a little bit different, knowing at least I will. I think I mean, he always told me, Deborah, if they missed Genesis 1, they'd have missed the whole book, meaning the power. But he never told me that, wait a minute, if you go into the New Testament, as they call the new, because Yah is not about new and old, that you would find really where the power rests therein. Then you go over to Moses, and Moses studied telling you, oh, wait a minute, it was the power of Yah that brought you out of Egypt and did this here in Egypt and brought you this way in Egypt. It was the power, and he called it the right hand power. He calls it his right hand, his power. You see what I'm saying? But he did more of a calling it his right hand and stretched out arm. Moses did. But he was telling you also the power was the right hand and the stretched out arm that brought us out. So if the power brought us out, then what do you think gonna bring us out this time? And why aren't we focusing on that power that's gonna bring us out? Instead of our interpretation of we the true Jews, we the this, we the this. Why we focusing on the one that's coming to bring us out with that type of power? You see? So it's just like we just looking for something. We want something, but it's like a form of denying the power. We won't. It's just like I said earlier. It's like everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. And it's like everybody want to go to the promised land, but no one understand how you gonna get there without the power of Yah. It doesn't make any sense. But yet you saying you're going. And when they go on to tell you ships and boats, spaceships and all this, you're trying to take away the glory from Yah. You're trying to take away his power. Leave it alone. He knows how he's going to do it. Moses and Aaron wasn't going to tell him, how you going to bring us out? Are we going to go out this way? We're going to have camels or a camel or donkeys? How we going out? No, they left that to who had the power to bring them out. They wasn't caught up in all of how we coming out. Look at today. People ain't even coming out of their sin. They're not even coming out of their wickedness and their evilness. But they feel that they coming out of this one, y'all. They coming out of Babylon. They coming out of these four corners. We coming out. We going to the promised land. But you haven't even coming out of your sin, your wickedness, your abomination, your whoremonger, your backbiting, your stealing, your adultery, your fornication. You ain't came out of none of that, but you got a way already to the promised land. See, this is what I'm saying. And they doing it in the name of, we the true people. We the Israelites. We the house of Israel. We the tribe of Judah. We the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No, baby, that's not how you gonna come out. You better be careful, because you ain't gonna come out without that right hand. That same hand that brought them out in Egypt. And Moses told us over and over and over and over, it's the same one gonna bring us out on this end. And just imagine, we ain't even caught up from the floor up in regards to the power that's gonna bring us out, because we think we're gonna bring our own selves out. That's why. Because we think it's all about us being the true Jews and we the people, we the Israelites, we the house of Israel. That ain't gonna get you out. It might get you out, but it ain't gonna get you to the promised land. Let's put it like that, because he already done said it. And when I read that, I was like, I did not even know that was in there. And I read it under somebody else that was teaching it. And I said, oh no, that ain't in there. That ain't in there. And then when I read it, I was like, do these people know this? No, they don't. They don't know that when you going to, when he get ready to take his off the four corners, they have no idea that there's going to be others added in. He's going to purge their tails up out of here. Yes, he is. Lots are going to lose their lives. A lot of them. Who you talking about, Deborah? Who you talking about? Israel and Judah. See, they ain't going to preach and teach that to you all. They ain't going to tell you all about that. They ain't going to minister that thing to you. They are not going to minister it to you. They're going to tell you only what they want you to believe. Slain from the foundation. See, that power already was working, wasn't it? It was working before the foundation of the world. But you notice we still hadn't gave it the glory. We should have been giving that thing the glory from beginning to the end. And we have forsaken it in on every corner, not even thinking, wait a minute, y'all, how we gonna wait a minute. You sure if he could come back here and tell y'all something wrong with y'all, something really deep wrong with y'all. Y'all think I came down there with that type of power? I didn't have that type of power. It came down with me. I told y'all it was given to me to let you know it wasn't mine. And here we are down here right now talking about we represent the Most High Yah. We say we represent him. We stand for him. But we have fully denied the power. Yes, yes, yes. To the end, to the beginning, to the end. You should know right about that. So Sister Deborah, I hope each and every last one of you got something out of that. That is truly a food for my spirit. I would say that. I would say that for sure. And I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will be back. So I say you all have a wonderful night. Shalom and shalom.